Praise, honor, glory, and prayers goes out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rokakudash. Yahweh is this world to ignorantly cause God. Yahushai is this world to ignorantly cause Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rokah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's video, I wanted to go into how the elect are going to suffer the same way Paul did. Okay, the elect of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right, those that are serving him, are going to suffer the same way Paul did and the other apostles. Okay, because if you come to serve the Lord, ultimately you're going to get tried. Let's read it. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. In verse 1 it says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right, so off the rip, okay, part of part of the condition of the battle is that we're going to be tried. Okay, we're going to be tempted to see if we're going to do the right thing. Okay, if we're going to go off. Okay, if we're going to do our actions based on wisdom. Okay, and ultimately tribulation is going to come upon us. Right, scriptures talk about that. He that departeth from evil, right, maketh himself a prey. Right, so you got to understand that, hey, while you were in the world, okay, Satan had no problem with you. Right, he already had you under his claws, exactly in folly, right, in wickedness. But as soon as you start being right with the Lord, okay, start being righteous, that's when the demons attack, right, because they want to keep you in that lowest state. Okay, so hey, keep that in mind at all times. That hey, serving the Lord is not a joke, man. Okay, shit's not gonna go your way a lot of the times. But let's keep reading. This is verse 2. It says, Set thy heart right and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Right? There's a reason it says to, hey, set your heart aright. Right? Pretty much, stop being emotional. Right? Endure when things get hard. Okay? Stand your ground. Okay? And make not haste in time of trouble. Right? Hey, you gotta grow some thick skin. Right? When shit's hitting the fan, okay, and you feel like nothing's going your way, wait it out, because ultimately the Lord is always going to deliver you from many of your problems. Right? And always you got to remember that the Lord said that he is a what's the scripture? This is First Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. It says, There hath no temptation taken you but such as common to man, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Okay, and that's the point, is that the Lord, okay, he's not going to suffer us to be tempted above that we are able. Right? He's not going to put a trial, a test, a temptation upon us that we can't pass. Right? So just understanding that concept, it should give you some sort of relief. Right? That everything you're going through right now, okay, there's a way out. Okay, the Lord made it specifically tailored for you. Okay, you just have to lock in, right, into the spirit and spiritually analyze what cards you have to deal. Okay, what you need to do in your current predicament. Okay, because that's how the Lord tries you, is he's going to put you in certain situations, okay, to see how you're going to think. Right, as the scripture says, right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 27 and verse 5. It says, The furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of man is in his reasoning. Right, so hey, the Lord's going to try you, he's going to prove you. Okay, and the trial of man, okay, is in his reasoning and how you think. So always keep that in mind. Right? That's where the true test is in how you think. So now going into what Paul was talking about, where I said that, hey, the servants of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, hey, we're gonna suffer just as Paul did. Right? And Paul, hey, he wrote, hey, specifically the things he went through. Hey, and soon to come in this time of Jacob's trouble, okay, we're gonna go through very similar conditions, right? Scenarios. So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 22. It says, Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Hamashiach? I speak as a fool. I am more, in labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths oft. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods, once I was stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep. in journeyings often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils by mine own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness, beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. Okay, so as we keep on reading, right, it keeps on going on and on and on and on, right, about all the things he suffered. Okay, hey, Paul went through it, right, because as it says, to whom much is given, much is required, right. If you have a heavy lot, right, you're somebody up there in the truth, right, truly gathering fruit, and you have a significant higher lot, okay, more hell is gonna come upon you, right, because you have more fruit. So here it is, Paul, right, pretty much the minister of the Gentiles, which those Gentiles is talking about the Israelite foreigners. Okay, yeah, he had a heavy position. So look at all the hell he caught. Okay, but hey, same for us, those that are serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we also have to catch our fair share of hell, right, of tribulation. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus and keep on reading. Verse 3 says, cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right, that's what we're looking for, is to be increased, right, to be saved when the shit goes down. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient without a change to a low state. Right, patience. Okay, and when you actually go into that word patience, it goes into to make hard, right? That's what it goes into. Patience, the definition goes into to make hard. Okay, it hardens you. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, so although that trial and tribulation, that's that fire. Okay, and if you're made of gold, you're gonna ultimately become more refined, right? You're gonna become more pure, and you're gonna keep on pushing, right? You're gonna endure. Okay, hey, how the Lord works is that He will put you in that fire, right? He'll put you through trials and tribulations to get rid of those impurities. Okay, and every single time He puts you in that fire, right? You catch some hell, you come out, you're a little bit more pure. And then He says, oh, I don't like that about him. I'm gonna throw him back in the fire again, right? Puts the fire upon you, the hell, then you come back out a little bit more pure. And it's gonna be that same process until Yahushai cracks some clouds, right? It's gonna be that same process till Yahushai cracks those clouds. Verse 6 says, believe in him, and he will help thee, order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Okay, and that's all we can do is fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? If you got a good, healthy dose of fear on you, and you will make it to the end, right? Because that's the building block, the foundation is the fear. Okay, that's what keeps you moving correct, right? As it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? But this is another scripture going into the same thing. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, matter of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, and patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai delivered me. Okay, and that's the point, is that, hey, Paul went through all these things, persecuted, afflicted, right? But at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai came through, right? You gotta always remember that. Like I read, whatever test you're going through, right, he's gonna make a way to escape. Okay, he's not unrighteous, okay, to suffer you to be tempted above that you're able. Okay, so whatever we're gonna go through in these end times, when shit really starts cracking down, always remember that if you have faith, you're gonna make it out. Okay, and it's gonna have to be a sincere faith, right? Not just something you whipped up in a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week. No, it's gonna have to be some sincere, a honest, fully persuaded faith. As the scripture says, hey, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Okay, you gotta be locked in, right? And it says the same thing here in Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. In verse 10 it says, look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right, and the answer to that is none. Right, all those that trusted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and he always came through. Right, every single one. Right, that's why the scriptures say that the things written aforetime were written for our learning. Right, all these stories about the kings, right, and how all the prophets and his servants, right, went through tribulation, were in captivity, and the Lord came through and delivered them. Hey, that's for us now. Right, to look back and be like, damn, he really did that. Right, and if he did it back then, hey, how much more today? Right, when we're going to enter a time like never before seen, as Daniel 12 and 1 says. Right, Joel chapter 2 and verse 2 says the same thing. Right, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 6. right? Hey, it goes into the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, so ultimately going back to the title, right? The elect, right? The servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, hey, we're gonna have to suffer the same way Paul did and all the other apostles, right? We're gonna have to suffer and get down for our crown. We're gonna have to bear our cross to the end, and at the end of the day, it is gonna pay. It's all gonna pay off, right? Because as it says, this is just but a light affliction. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 17, it says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." Right? So what we're going through right now, all this hell, is a light affliction. Right? Paul called it a light affliction. Right? Compared to the promises, the covenant, right? Everything that has been told that we're gonna receive is nothing. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Okay, so everything, the matters of this life is gonna pass away. Hey, but the things of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which hey, that's where we're storing our treasures, it's eternal. Okay, it's eternal. So just want to touch on that real quick. Hopefully it was as edifying with that, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, let Shalom.